it's Thursday, folks. We got the soccer scarves on today. We'll tell you why, but we're talking about dealership growth in the U.S., Subway's charging Oasis, and Howard Schultz's creative idea. Very creative. We'll call it creative.
Don't call it creative. We'll give it to him.
Story, I actually saw
give him
yesterday.
Creative.
I saw it yesterday in the morning, and I was like, can we put this in a show? And I was like, we don't have time for it, but I just wanted to get your real-time reaction to it. We'll talk about that at the end of the show, but hey, man, it is Thursday, and, you know, Kyle and I get to travel a lot. You're already in Nashville. I'm in upstate New York, and in upstate New York, it is like sheets of snow and ice, and just for the day, I get to be in Orlando, and it's 90 degrees.
And for all intents and purposes, it's really just 100. Like
for me, it feels like 140.
Because here's the thing: when you go from like one day it's 43, the next day it's 85. It's literally, it's just 100. You're like, get rid of these clothes. I'm out.
43. You're lucky. Yeah, we're in the 20s.
Oh man,
43 is t-shirt weather in upstate New York in the wintertime. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Well,
there you go.
Yesterday, we were starting to do some initial planning and design for ASOTU 2023. Yep. And it got us all excited. And I was like reminded, like, hey, here are the stickers I got. I was at the first ASOTU. We're like, we were in the scarves today because we're having it, just so you know, it's in Baltimore, September 26, 27, right? 25 through 27. Just circle 25, 26, 27. Circle that on your calendar. Put a hold.
Circle the 28th too, because you got to stay the night of the 27th. It's like the whole day. You can't leave half day, be like the second day conference type person. You're leaving on the 28th. Just get over it right now.
And you'll be happy about it though. And the coolest part is every time we've even mentioned ASOTU, like we notice a bunch of people check out the site to see if there are any updates. Not really any updates yet, but you can still go to ASOTUcon.com and just get used to going there. So we just got excited. So we
go in there.
We put the scars on because it is like we did the last one with 120 days notice. It didn't even exist. Right. So that was what it took to do 4 months. This year, we've already been planning this sucker. So just stay tuned. We just wanted to talk about it. But let's talk about some news because that's why you're really here. So let's go. I'm not gonna stop. We'll just give you a stop to start the news. Okay, check this out. This one actually got me. Oh, my mouse stopped working. Why should it work? You don't get any work to do today. Hold on.
How are you supposed to
Come here, trackpad. How am I supposed to get the story on the screen? All right. So check this out. This one made me do a double take. According to Urban Science annual automotive franchise report, the number of franchised auto dealers in the U.S., they went down. No, they didn't go down. They actually went up in 2022. Following 2 years of consecutive declines, there was actually a 27 store increase in 2022. So it went from 18,257 was actually where we landed. So up from, I guess, 18,230, like that fast math in my head.
Oh man, on a Thursday getting rolling. Let's go.
California. So some states went up, some states went down. Overall net increase. California added 25. I never would have bet that California would be the state that added the most dealerships last year. Texas is +9.
Right, because I think that literally everyone from California is moving to Nashville. So I don't know why they needed more dealerships.
Well, what they did was they were dealers that just left the keys in the front door. And they sure. So attributed to the decline in 21. Now people are like, hey, there's this dealership. Let's open it back up. That's not true. Virginia is also +5. Leading or losing the most. Michigan lost 9, Indiana lost 7, and Minnesota lost 5. The report went on to talk about some other facts and figures. Average new vehicles sold per dealership in the U.S. declined by 67 units. So fewer new cars. Even down over 21, not a huge surprise there. They did go on and forecast 15 million new vehicles sold this year and projected the per dealership new car sales to go up to 818 units. This is best language in here, barring any unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, an 8% increase up, but yeah, barring goodness, can we it was at one point it was like, can we go a day without talking COVID? It's like, can we go a day without talking supply chain issues?
No
I really see, this new car opening up and the demand hitting, pricing coming to a balance. Hopefully, the Fed gets it right. We land light. The interest rates kind of come back into a balanced place, and new car purchasing is driven up. The 15 million SAR is definitely something that a lot of people have poked around at. So I think that with all the economists kind of knowing where we're headed, again, barring any unforeseen circumstances, we should be headed that way. Still kind of wild just to think, like, as an average dealership, my new car output last year went down 67. That's about 10 units. What is that? 5 units a month?
Yeah.
7 a month, right?
Yeah.
For some dealers, that's a big deal. But hey, I'm excited to see more new more new dealerships open up. That means more new opportunities for a lot of people to be served in community.
That's right. That's right. You got it. Well, speaking of opening up new opportunities.
Stop.
Segue.
Time.
This is you, man. This is you.
Yeah, and a move just greatly lauded by Team ASOTU. Subway is announcing a partnership with GenZ EV Solutions to build a charging station oasis, so you can recharge while you refuel with food. You can get the electricity in your old vehicle. Right now, they have over 37,000 franchises over the past probably 10, 12 years. They've really been pressing into making better decisions for reducing environmental impact of their stores, including creating eco restaurants back in 2011. So starting in 2023, these oases will have multiple spots, picnic tables, Wi-Fi, restrooms, green space, playgrounds, all just the things that you need to make a nice half an hour break seem right on point. So,
you know, it's
impressive.
I love it. First of all, we applaud it for a number of reasons. Number one, we love subs.
Yeah, they're great.
But another reason that the name GenZ EV Solutions is a pretty specific,
specific company.
GenZ EV. I wonder if that's because I wonder why they would do that. Like GenZ EV Solutions.
Hey, tomorrow maybe we'll talk about that.
Now I'm curious. But we were having a conversation about this, and it sounds very familiar to some of the stuff that we talk about. Like, what are the dealership opportunities, and how do you actually contribute to the community and pivot and use the fact that you have big space and you have infrastructure? And Kyle, you said you were like, you know what I would do if I was going to be a dealer. What'd you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the model. I mean, if I was going to do it, I would put my dealership right in like a shopping strip mall, right? And just have all of these little retail experiences, the Verizon store and the restaurant and the coffee shop and the nail salon and all that type of stuff, like right there in, like, with the dealership as the anchor, instead of the maybe the grocery store as an anchor, make the dealership the anchor. And this is Subway saying, we're going to be the anchor for all these other things that you could potentially do. And EV charging is just the center of why you would want to do that. So
be great
taking a little map out of the old Kyle playbook.
That's exactly right. It sounds like a really great place to put a used car lot. Or Brian Kramer's going to be sneaking up. He's going to come out delivering.
He's going to be appraising EVs.
Like,
He's like, I'll take
let me
that
plug
one
this thing in real quick. That is
great.
amazing. All right. Speaking of creative solutions for food service.
Stop.
Segue.
It's a very creative segue.
This one gets my tummy turning.
All right. This is what the moment you've all been waiting for. Starbucks is rolling out a new line of beverages made with extra virgin olive oil. This is not a joke. Last year, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz began consuming a tablespoon of olive oil every day after meeting an olive oil producer, Tommaso Asaro.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that
right.
Italian? Is that Italian?
Yeah, it's Italian. Yeah.
Tommaso Asaro. That's how you say that. And he said this: when we got together and started doing this ritual, I said to Asaro, I know you think I'm going to be crazy, but have you ever thought of infusing a tablespoon of olive oil with Starbucks coffee? And he thought it was a little strange. So there you go. I don't know, Kyle. What's your first reaction to putting olive oil in your coffee? Because you don't put anything in your coffee. You drink it black.
I don't. I drink it black every once in a while. I'll move to an oat milk latte, but like, yeah, it's very rare for me to put. So just personally, I'm out on the whole situation. It's actually a lot more similar to something where a lot of people do like butter in their
like bulletproof coffee, like that kind of stuff.
Coffee. I mean, butter and
olive
oil,
coconut oil.
And then they do coconut. There's very similar, like the ingredient, like the stuff that it gives you, the good content stuff in the, it's healthy. There are a lot of people that do the tablespoon of olive oil, and especially in Italy, it's kind of a thing. They actually they'll drink it. It's pretty wild. Their olive oil's typically a little bit better than ours.
A little bit different.
Yeah. So I mean, it's additive. I'm sure there's going to be people that eat it up. I'm thinking that especially in Starbucks, it's going to cut a little bit of that like super like acidic.
He's like that terrible coffee.
It might help. Taste. I don't know. Maybe it'll
Kyle
help.
is not a Starbucks fan. If you were ever wondering, if Kyle is ever around you and he's like, hey, is there anywhere around here where we can get good coffee? Do yourself a favor and please don't tell him there's a Starbucks down the street.
Yeah, because you just lied to me.
He's so bougie. I thought I was coffee fancy until I met Kyle. Howard Schultz is the one, but here's the deal. Howard Schultz is the one that actually brought lattes to the United States.
Oh, absolutely. Look,
if you drink a latte everywhere, it's because Howard Schultz was like, you know what? This works in Italy. I think
Starbucks has revolutionized coffee in the US, the way that we consume it,
the industry,
the
culture,
the industry, really the industry, the way we consume it, the way that we consume it with others, all of that type of stuff. So it's, it's not like he's, got
a
just
track
going
record
off on a whim. He's got a good track record.
But he's
anytime
getting older.
A new drink comes from the CEO, you kind of just wonder. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be launched basically right after he steps down as his role right now as interim CEO because he came back to do the thing. And what I mean? Y'all know what it's like. He's like, I think I got one great idea left of me, and we're going to let America decide. I love a tablespoon of olive oil as long as it's poured on top of a piece of Italian bread and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese and salt and pepper. So you'll be deciding. Let us know in the comments or let us know what you think about olive oil in your coffee. But aside from that, man, it's a good day to be in the car business. It's a good day for us to be in some weather that is not 40 degrees or 20 degrees, but whatever temperature it is outside for you today, you have the opportunity to just do it right.